two of Hollywood's biggest names. One movie that was supposed to be a feel-good hit, and a legal war that pulled in Taylor Swift, Ryan Reynolds, and half of Hollywood's biggest names before it was over. This is the story of Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why the internet couldn't stop talking about it. So let's rewind. Back in the summer of 2024, a movie called It Ends With Us hit theaters. It was based on a wildly popular book, and it starred Blake Lively as the lead, with Justin Baldoni playing her love interest, and Baldoni was also the director. On paper, it looked like a dream project, a big-budget romance drama with a built-in fan base from the book. It should have been simple. But behind the scenes, something was clearly wrong. During the press tour, fans started noticing something strange. Baldoni barely appeared in photos or videos with the rest of the cast. He wasn't standing next to Lively at events. He wasn't joining the group interviews. People online started asking the same question over and over. Was there a feud happening? At the time, nobody had solid answers. The movie still did great at the box office, pulling in over $300 million worldwide. But that question is something going on between these two never really went away. And a few months later, the world found out just how right those fans were. In December of 2024, everything exploded. Blake Lively filed a legal complaint and soon after, an actual lawsuit against Baldoni. Her claims were serious. She accused him of sexual harassment on set, and she also claimed that after she spoke up about it, he and his team launched a retaliation campaign to damage her public image. In other words, she said this wasn't just about what allegedly happened on set. She said it was about what happened after an effort, she claimed, to control the story and hurt her reputation once she raised concerns. Now, if you think that's where it stopped, it's not even close. Baldoni's team came out swinging. His lawyer called the allegations completely false and outrageous. And just weeks later, Baldoni fired back with his own lawsuit, a massive $400 million countersuit against Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and her publicist. He accused them of extortion and defamation, basically claiming they tried to destroy his career and his reputation. So now you've got two major lawsuits running at the same time, in the same courtroom, with two Hollywood stars pointing fingers at each other. And this is where it gets even bigger, because this wasn't just a private legal dispute anymore. It became a full-blown public spectacle. Lively's side claimed that early on, before any of this became public, there was actually a meeting held on set to address what she described as a hostile work environment. And here's the detail that raised eyebrows: her husband, Ryan Reynolds, was reportedly present for that meeting. Think about that for a second. A movie star's spouse sitting in on a workplace dispute meeting during production. That alone tells you how tense things had already gotten behind the scenes, long before the public had any idea. Once the lawsuits were filed, the two sides didn't just fight in the courtroom, they fought in the media too. Baldoni's lawyer even talked about setting up a website to release evidence and documents to the public, aiming to get ahead of the narrative. Lively's team pushed back hard, asking the judge to limit what either side could say outside the courtroom, worried that the constant public statements could taint the case before it ever reached a jury. The judge actually warned both sides directly. He told the lawyers in so many words that they already had more than enough drama in front of the court to keep the public entertained, and he made it clear that if the war of words in the press continued, he would move up the trial date to protect the process. That's a judge basically telling two Hollywood legal teams to stop treating his courtroom like a press conference. Court documents got unsealed. Private text messages came out. And here's a detail that made headlines everywhere. Taylor Swift, who is close friends with Blake Lively, reportedly sent her a text using some pretty strong language about Baldoni. Even Lively's co-star Jenny Slate gave a statement during questioning describing Baldoni in harsh terms. Suddenly, this wasn't just two people arguing. It was an entire circle of Hollywood's biggest names getting dragged into the spotlight. Can you imagine being a juror on this case? Having Taylor Swift's name come up in evidence? This is the kind of thing that usually only happens in movies. Except, this time, it was real life playing out in a New York courtroom. As the case moved forward, both sides kept scoring points and losing points. In June of 2025, a judge threw out Baldoni's $400 million countersuit. Lively's team called it a total victory. But the story didn't end there either, because months later, in April of 2026, the judge dealt Lively a major blow. He dismissed 10 out of her 13 claims, including the sexual harassment allegations themselves. Now, it's important to understand why. The judge didn't rule that nothing happened. He ruled that legally, Lively was considered an independent contractor rather than an employee, which meant those specific harassment claims couldn't hold up in court on technical grounds. Her legal team was quick to point that out, saying the dismissal wasn't about innocence, it was about a legal technicality. So after that ruling, only a few claims were left standing, mainly around the idea of a smear campaign, something Lively's side argued was the real heart of the case all along. Now picture this. A trial date is set for May 2026. Cameras are ready. The world is watching. Reporters are camped outside the courthouse. Everyone expects Blake Lively to take the stand, to testify under oath about everything that happened. This was shaping up to be one of the most watched celebrity trials in years. And then, just weeks before the trial was supposed to begin, something happened that a lot of people didn't see coming. Both sides reached a settlement. That's right, after almost 2 years of lawsuits, public statements, and courtroom battles, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni ended their fight outside the courtroom. Their lawyers released a joint statement saying they hoped it would bring closure. No trial, no jury verdict, no dramatic testimony under oath, just a settlement, and a story that ends without a clear winner or a clear loser in the eyes of the law. And that's honestly one of the most interesting parts of this whole saga, because both sides still claim they came out on top. Baldoni's team pointed to the dismissed harassment claims as proof he did nothing wrong. Lively's team pointed to the settlement itself as proof that there was enough truth in her claims that Baldoni's side chose to end it rather than risk a trial. As one entertainment lawyer put it, in cases like this, it's actually pretty common for both sides to publicly claim victory. Nobody really loses in the headlines, even if the courtroom outcome is complicated. So what do we actually take away from all of this? A movie that was meant to bring two stars together instead pulled them into one of the messiest legal battles Hollywood has seen in years. It showed us private text messages we were never supposed to see. It pulled global superstars into a courtroom fight that had nothing to do with them. And in the end, it wrapped up quietly, with a settlement instead of a verdict, leaving fans still debating who was really telling the truth. Was justice really served here? Or did money and reputation end up deciding the outcome before a jury ever could? If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video like this one. We've got more stories just like this coming your way very soon. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.